Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to today's Qurbani session. We'll continue our vichar, our discussion about Kirtan Sohela, about Sohela Bani, which is there in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Before we start our session, as we always do, let us do ardas in our minds to Satgurus to give us capability, to give us the understanding for the Bani they have given us. And also, let's recite the shlok from Guru Granth Sahib Ji before we start the session. Aad Gure Namahe, Jugaad Gure Namahe, Sat Gure Namahe, Shri Guru Devai Namahe. Firat Firat Prabhaya, Varya Tau Sarnai, Nanak Ki Prabh Venati, Apni Bhakti Lai. Dandot Vandan Anik Bar, Sarab Kala Samrat, Dolan Te Rakho Prabhu, Nanak Dekar Hat. So we are looking at the Shabad, which is on Ang 13 of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It's a part of the Sohela Bani, which is there in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is after the Sodhar Bani, and that's the Sohela Bani, which is also called Kirtan Sohela in our Nitnem. And Nitnem, this is a Nitnem Bani we have to recite before sleeping. That's what we discussed last time. So we'll continue doing the discussion, try to understand what our Sadgurus have written here, what are the meanings of these words he has written there, and try to contemplate, try to do discussion on it. So this Shabad which comes after it, the last one is Raag Gauri Purbi Mahalla Chautha. This is in the Gauri Purbi Raag. It's the Raag form of a Gauri Raag, and it has been recited by Mahalla Chautha. That's the fourth Guru, Guru Ramdas Ji. It says, Kaam Krodh Nagar Bahu Parya, Mil Sadhu Khandal Khanda Hai. Purab Likhat Likhe Gur Paya, Man Harlev Mandal Manda Hai. He's talking about this world again, the nature, the characteristics of this world. Nagar is a town. It says, Kaam Krodh Nagar Bhav Parya. It says this whole town. Here it is also saying it's representing this town as a body, but in general, where we reside, there's so much the wanton desires, there's so much of the anger which is there. It's full of it. It's got filled with this Bahoparya, totally filled with it. Mil sadhu khandal khanda hai. He says when you meet sadhu, the holy person or Satguru, khandal khanda hai. So it's just become, all of this is destroyed. It can cut into pieces. You can cut these into pieces. When you find a sadhu, when you find a God-oriented person, when you find a Satguru, all of these waves of all of this full of desires and angers which are around you, you can cut through them. You can clear, it becomes more clear to you what is the other side of it. You have to see it through somebody. You meet Satguru, you meet a holy person. All of that, you can cut across that. Purab Likhat Likhe Gur Paya. And it's so important that you meet with that sadhu, with that guru, with that Satguru. So it comes with Purab Likhat. If there's a predestined, it's a written destiny which has been written before on you, on your head. Purab Likhat, Pichla Likhya, which has been previously written on your forehead. Likhe Gur Paya, through that predestined destiny which is, I have obtained, I have met with Guru. Now, once I have met with Guru, Man Har Liv Mandal Mandaya, my mind is attached, my mind can understand now that Hari, that Vaheguru. It has merged with it. Live lag gayi hai mandi. And now it's totally enjoying. it's mandal manda, it's got fixed into it. So as soon as I met that true holy person, that Guru, now because of my predestined destiny, my fortune, I am able to meet with Guru, and now my mind is fixed, absorbed into Hari, into Vaheguru. कर साधु अंजलि पुन वड्डा है, कर डडौत पुन वड्डा है रहाओ, साकत हर रस साधना जानिया तिन अंतर हो में कंडा है. So in the Rahao lines, it's just putting our emphasis on how necessary it is for you to meet such a person, to meet a saint. Kar sadhu anjali pun vadda hai. He says anjali karna is to bow to somebody, right? With the folded hands, it says bow to that saint, that guru, with your folded hands, in the act of that doing. That's a pun vadda. Pun karna is doing a great deed. It's an act of a great merit. So you find that sadhu, bow to him. Kar dandot pun vadda hai. He says dandot karna is when you just lie down flat on your feet. That's another act of putting that respect. He says, you know what? Just bow down humbly through your whole body. Just lie down to such a person. This is pun vadda hai. There's no other. This is such a great deed. Lie down on the floor and bow to him. Do matha tekna. This is such a great deed. And that's pause. That's the Rahao line to it. Telling us how important it is for our mind to come across something which is connected already, which has reached across this worldly ocean. And to us, that's Gurbani. That's our Sadguru's Gurbani, which they have given to us. And the holy congregation, the Sat Sangat, the company of the holy. And even if it's not in reality, someone can argue that, hey, where do I find a sant, a saint into this world? It's just talking about a holy congregation where everybody comes through that mind frame. Ek ardas bhi hundi hai. Everybody has come to Gurdwara or come to this holy congregation at least with same alignment of mind. That itself becomes a Sat Sangat. When you yourself are sitting down, internalizing with yourself, it's a Sat Sangat. Then it says, Sakat har sadhana janya, tin antar ho mein kanda hai. Then it's telling about the Sakat, the worldly manmukh people, the self-will people. Har sadhana janya, they have not tasted what is the taste of sad, the love of God. How does it feel? What do you feel inside? How do you say you're connected to it? How do you live? What is that kind of life in bliss? He says, Sakat doesn't know. Tinantar home kanda hai. And you know what it has? It has a thorn of kanda, that home ego is. That's all what's inside such a person. Then it says, Kar sadhu, again it is Kar sadhu anjali pun vadda hai, kar danot pun vadda hai. We went over that. Sakat har sadhana janya tinantar home kanda hai. Then it says, Jyo jyo chale chubhe dukh pav hai, jamkal sahe sir danda hai. He says, now such people who are sakat, who have that thorn of home inside them, jyo jyo chale, as they walk in their life, with that home thorn, khanda, right? They suffer. They cannot walk without suffering from that thorn of home. Chubhe dukh pave. It's pierced inside their skin, right? They have the suffering because of that home kanda, because of that ego. Jamkal sahe sir danda hai. Sir danda is that stick off on your head, that Jamkal, that messenger of death, Jam, is hitting on your head with that stick. And they have to bear it, Sahe. They have to bear that. Um, they have to bear the death. But the literal meaning of this, they have to bear that stick of Jam on their head. Har jan har naam samane, dukh janam maran pav khanda hai. It's talking about the har jan, those devotees who are God's devotees, who are jan, who are the servants, who are the devotees of that Hari. Har naam samane, they are absorbed in the name of that Hari, that Vaheguru. Dukh janam maran pav khanda hai. That dukh, that suffering, pain of cycle, janam marana, of janam and death, pav khanda hai, in the world ends for it. Khanda, that ends for it in this pav. For the coming and going in the world ends for them. अविनाशी पुरख पाया परमेश्वर, बहु शोभ खंड ब्रह्मंडा है. हम गरीब मस्कीन प्रभ तेरे, हर राख राख वड वड्डा है. जन नानक नाम आधार टेक है, हर नाम में ही सुख मंडा है. Is that Abhinashi Purakh? Abhinashi is the one which cannot be destroyed. So it's this immortal being. Nash to Rahit. This is beyond destruction. Purakh, that being. Paya, I have obtained, I have met, I have found that Abhinashi Purakh, that immortal being, that Parmeswar, that Vaheguru, Bhav Shobh Khand Brahmanda hai. And such beings who are attached to Vaheguru, they get Bhav Shobh Khand in this Khand and Brahmand, in this world and this whole universe. They are honored. Shobh is honored, they are respected and honored in this world and throughout Brahmand, throughout the universe. हम गरीब मस्कीन प्रभ तेरे, हर राख राख वट वड्डा है. Because, we are just the poor, helpless creatures, poor, meek, helpless creature. We are yours. We belong to you, O Vaheguru. Har rakh rakh vat vadda hai. Rakh le, save us. Help us. You are the greatest, O greatest being. Please save me. It says, Jan Nanak naam adhar tek hai. Har naame hi sukh manda hai. It says again, O Nanak, to the devotee, the only adhar, the support, naam adhar tek hai. The sustenance and support is naam for your devotee. Vaheguru for your devotees. The name is the sustenance and support. Har naame hi sukh manda hai. From your name, we get peace and comfort. And that's the end of this Shabad. There's 4 padas in there. It says 4. So this is the last Shabad of Kirtan Sohila Bani. This is also the last Shabad which comes in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Before the rags start, there are, from the 14th Ang, 14th page of Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is where the rags, all the Bani classification and the rags start. And some of the Bani from there also comes here too. It's repeated. And Satguruji, the way they have compiled Guru Granth Sahib Ji for us is that in the first 13 pages, 13 Ang, there is this Bani which is not classified under rags, which is given to us. And this is the last of that. Under Kirtan Sohila, this is the last Shabad of Kirtan Sohila also. It is Raag Gauri Purbi Mahalla Panjama. Since Gauri Purbi Raag by Mahalla Panjama, by 5th Guru, Shri Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Says Karo Binanti Sun Meri Meeta, संत टहल की बेला, इहाँ खाट चलो हर लाहा, आगे बसंत सुहेला। औध कटै दिनस रैणा रे, मन गुरमिल काज सवारे रहाओ। करो विनंती. This I'm requesting you, I'm praying to you. Sun mere Mita, oh my friends, Mita is the friends. Suno, listen to me. Sant Tehel ki Bela. You know, this is the time to serve the saints, to be with them, that God-oriented person that have realized them, to get their blessings to realize God. This Sant Tehel ki Bela, this life we have been given as a human is our time where we should do this. Oh, my friends, this is the time for us to serve the saints. Iha khat chalo har laha, aage basan swela. Here itself, khat chalo, it says, earn that. Har laha, earn the profit of Vahiguru. Earn the profit of Vahiguru. In this world, earn the profit of Vahiguru. Recite the name, Naam of Vahiguru. Aage basan sohela. Then, in the next world, or in for you, what will be there next is Basan Suhela. It's a beautiful, peaceful world. Your next world will be peaceful and beautiful. If you earn that profit of Vahiguru, means you recite the name of Vahiguru in this world. Aud katay dinas rehna re, man gurmil kasware rao. It says, this age, this life, all this age, your age is katay, it's becoming less and less. Your lifespan is becoming less and less now. Dinas rehna re, every night, every time the day and night is passing, you have less of the life remaining. Man gurmil kaj sware, oh my mind, now meet the Guru and set things right. Rahao, attach you to the recitation of the name of God. Right? That's how you set things right. And that's the Rahao line. Again, to bring our awareness to this fact. Right? Find a Guru, attach to it, set to the right path. This eho sansar bikar sanse mehe taryo brahm gyani. Then it says, this world, bikar sanse mehe, everybody is in doubts. Everybody is truly in doubts when we don't know much about what is the reality. This birth and death, there's so much which is not known. Right? What is known is always behind, science and all discoveries and all, they're always behind religion and the spirituality. But that's what our mind understands and knows. Right? It says, "Ye sansar bikar sanse mein," everybody is in doubt, deluded by doubts. Taryo Brahma Gyani. It says, Brahma Gyani is a person who understands about Brahm, about this universe. It says, please help me, O Brahm Gyani, wherever you are, O Vahiguru, O Sadguru, O Brahm Gyanis, take me across this world ocean. Taryo comes, so we say, across the world ocean. Right? Jise jagaye piyave eho ras akat katha thin jani. It says, whosoever that Vahiguru awakens, jagaye, piyave eho ras, and have them drink that nectar, that ambrosial nectar, that understanding of Vahiguru. Akat katha tijani, such person understands the akat, that story behind something which cannot be told. All the mysteries which we still don't understand. They understand that akat katha, which cannot be told, such stories which cannot be told. the mysteries which cannot be told. They understand. To whom that Kalpur of Vaheguru awakens. Jako aaye soi bihajyo, har gurte manhe bisera. Then it says, Nijkar Mahal power sukh sahaje bohor na hoy go fera. It says, Jako aaye soi bihajyo. Hey, whatever work you came here for, whatever deed you came here for, soi bihajyo, do that one only. Do that kind of business only. What you came here for. Har gurte manhe bisera. And through the grace of that Guru and Vaheguru, let that Vaheguru's manhe bisera, have it reside, settle in your mind. And it's not directly saying it, but it's written here. It's trying to tell you, hey, this is your business in this world. It's through doing the Naam Japna, reciting the Naam. And then earn profit from that. What is the profit? You more recite the Naam, you get connected with more God-oriented people, more who are over there, through this body, through this world, Dharamsal, which is called, right? This earth where you are here, you get connected, you get liberated, right? You connect to the source. Right? That's the business it's telling us to. Jako aaye soi bhajyo, har gurte manhe bisera. Right? Then it says, Nijkal Mahal power sukh sahaje bohor na hoy go fera. It says, you will attain the state of union with God with ease and without botherations, and your cycle of birth and that will end. Basically, Nijkar Mahal power sukh sahaje. It says, make that space inside you. Nijkar, inside you. Make that Mahal, that palace, power sukh sahaje, effortlessly, just bohor na hoy go fera, where you are united with that God. Have that inside you. Have that palace inside you where you are in union with the God. Bohor na hoy go fera, and then you will not come into the cycle of birth, and that's you won't come again. Fera again, you're not going to come again then. अंतर्जामी पुरख विधाते श्रद्धा मन की पूरे नानक दास ही है सुख मांगे मोको कर संतन की तूरे. It says antarjami purakh vidate, oh knower of mind. Antarjami, that one God who is knowing everybody. Antarjami is, you know inner details. Purakh vidate, oh the one vidate, the one who creates, the maker of destiny. Sardha man ki pure, who does fulfill all the desires. Right? And fulfill this desire of mine too. What? Nanak das ihe sukh mange. He says, hey Nanak, I'm your servant. You know what? I'm looking for the only blessing, only sukh I'm asking from you. Moko kar santan ki ture. Okay, make me the dust of the feet of the holy saints, so that I have in my heart also, I have the love of the God through their company, through the Santan company, through this Gurbani company, through the Satguru company. Satguru's company is coming to us through Gurbani, by contemplating on Gurbani, to our inner self. Make me the dust of the feet of the saints. And that's where it ends. That's where the Sohela Bani ends. Right? In both, all the Banis we did so far from 8 to 14, there were so many terms which came, and I wanted to go over them a little bit more precisely before we end this session on this series. So this was our first series of the session. I'm going to go over some of those terms here. We'll spend some time on it. So now Nidhi came many times, right? Which is also translated as Nidhi, Nidhya's Rid, Siddh, Nidh, right? So those are 9 treasures, so-called 9 treasures, and these are from ancient old scriptures. So I've collected some of those here to understand what does it say. In Nidhi comes, these are the different names to it. It's in Punjabi and in English both, and there's 1 to 9. It's called Padam. One of the nidhis is Padam, is gold, silver, those kinds. Then there's Mahapadam, which is the gems, jewels, etc. There's Sankh, which is a delicious edible thing. Is Makhar, training in the use of the Kashyap is there, the clothes, beautiful clothes, corn and those kind of things. Khund is your dealings in gold. There's trading in gems and jewels. There's a mastery of fine arts. Being artistic, Mukhand is also one of the 9 treasures. Right? Kharab or Varch, it says riches of all kinds. Being rich. So those are the 9 treasures. Those are what comes in the 9 treasures. There's Athara Siddhya or At Siddhya, right? Which was 8 supernatural powers, or Athara, 18 supernatural powers. They are listed here in the below 2 boxes here. So, this is how it's written from the old scriptures. So it says number 1 is written that to assume another form. These are truly the supernatural powers, right? According to us, for our mind, to assume another form, to enlarge or lessen the body, to make the body minute, the procurement of the objects as you want, to know somebody's mind is number 5 here. Number 6 is to be able to persuade anybody. Number 7, the fulfillment of mind's desires. Number 8 is to become heavy. Number 9 is to be immune from hunger and thirst. Number 10 is to hear from far. Number 11 is to see from afar. 12 is to go fast, like thought, so fast. Right? To assume, 13 is to assume the mind desired form. Number 14 is to enter into another's body, to die at one's own will, to enjoy meeting with the gods. 17 is to fulfillment of desires. 18 is to go everywhere unobstructed. So this is from the writings of the Manmohan Singh's book. That's where I took it from. Those are the 18. And then Gurbani talks about that, it's no use running after these. It's not worth your life to run after any of these. Siddhis, we read about these, right? They're tapi, they do a lot of tap to attain some siddhi. There are so many sakhis and so many examples. And what worth is it, right? No, the same amount of effort could have been spent to meet with that one divine. These things are not worth just chasing them alone, right? So then we talked about the time, the weight, Visa Chasya Kariya. Here it's written more precisely. It says Visa is 1 by 75 seconds, Chasa is 4 by 5 seconds, which is 60 Visas. Pal is 24 seconds, which is 30 Chasas. Kari is the 24 minutes, 60 Pals. Murat is 48 minutes, which are 2 Karis. Hours is 60 minutes. That 2.5 kadiyan, Peher is 3 hours, 7.5 kadiyan, and then 1 day is 8 Peher, right? So that's how. Those are few more things here. It's good to kind of to have heard about it once. So, it becomes easier to grasp Bani when you're reading it, when you know about these things that you've read or heard. It's not necessary that you remember all of them, but it's still good to know at least once, right? So it calls about Panch Doot, the 5 demons. It calls talking, you have to kill them, Panch vas karne hai, you have to control them. There's Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Hankar, Lust, Wrath, ego, avarice, worldly attachment. Panch Tat, the 5 elements which keep coming, the earth, the sky, the fire, earth, water, air, sky, those are the Panch Mool Tat. Gyan, Indriya, we talk about the sensory organs, right? There are 5 sensory organs and 5 action kind of, these are the perception organs, nose, ears, eyes, mouth, skin. Panch Tatu, the sense, again, the smell, hearing, what you do with this, the smell, hearing, seeing, taste, touch, those are the Panch Tatu. 10 directions comes, Das Dishama comes, and people generally ask, like, why not 8? We know of 8, what are 10? So there's a east, west, north, south, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, sky, and underworld. So those are the 10. That makes it 10, right? Then there's Char Ved, which comes many times, right? The 4 Vedas or religious books. These are the ancient Rig Ved, Sham Ved, Char Ved, and Atharva Ved, right? Then there are Char Yug, which come, the Yug between the whole universe is created and destroyed. So 4 ages we talk about. The Sat Yug, the first one, the true age, golden age, also it's been translated. It says it with the 4 feet of truth, penance, compassion, charity. We'll go over detail of that sometime later, but it's just good to know how it just reads. Then Treta Yug, it was silver age with 3 feet of penance, compassion, and charity. Dwapar Yug, brass age with 2 feet of compassion and charity. Kal Yug, which is now is the iron age with 1 foot of charity. So those are some of the important terms, and there is a lot more, but I thought it's good to put that in towards the end of the session. So end of the whole series of sessions, which is what we are doing today. So any questions you have, you can put them in the comments, and we'll have another session to address those questions with you. With that, I think let us complete today's talk. And Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.